Should I write a speech? I'm like, but I have a book that I can go to, in terms of writing a speech. So I decided to start it like this. I'm from a place called Charlotte in Jamaica, and I penned a poem in 2001 called Ghetto. It says, do you know where I'm from? I'm from a small rundown community where kids struggle for existence, where youth struggle to stay alive, where hope means everything. Am I from the ghetto? I'm from a place where parents work hard to send their kids to school, where people struggle to put roof over their head, where there's no house, where people struggle to put food on their table, where there's no table, where people depend heavily on the government, where there's no government, where support comes from the lungs of the community. Am I from the ghetto? I'm from a place where education is my only salvation, where there's no education, where sports bring joy to everyone, where there's no sports, where games mean more than life, where life is a game, where support is abundant when you triumph, where loss means death, where victory is the highest point of life. I'm from a place where encouragement lives, where poverty lives, where hatred lives, a place where jealousy reigns and where people are deranged. Am I from the ghetto? I'm from a place where love means everything, where peace and joy is a dream, where respect for your peers is paramount, a place where I love and you love. Why do you call it ghetto? I'm so sorry. I'm from this place in Jamaica called Charlotte, where it's the best place that I could ever grow up. And I wouldn't give it up for anything. That's the reason why I wrote it. So a lot of people ask me, why did I write this book? So in my travels, I've lived in Jamaica, Trinidad, London, Canada for a little time, and now in the States. So I'm a global person. And I found out that I was able to lend my knowledge, to my friends, and they really appreciated what I had to share. But I was able to share it because I learned a lot as I go, not even through my experience, but also vicariously through their experience as well. I was lucky enough, to get mentors, because I attended church that people saw the potential in me to push me in the right direction. And I'm like, but there was no guide, there was no code, there was no book to actually tell me or teach me how to do things. And I said, after I started what I call the Ghetto Youth Bible series on Facebook, I did that maybe about 4 years ago. And I started and did a 4-minute video. And it was talking about residual income and talking about, if you gain something or if you have enough money, what you should try to do is try to invest. And I'll think about purchasing instant gratification, cars, jewelry, and stuff and everything. And think about the longer term. Think about wealth. Think about how you can extend the wealth of your family and actually pass it on and to generations. What other people were able to do. And that was my first video. And then in a day and a half, it was 2,000 views. And people were sending messages in the messaging and saying, you should do more. It was something that I just finished playing football, still playing. I just was ignorant and just saying I'm going to do a video. I called it Ghetto Youth Bible Series. I don't know where it came from, but it's some inspiration from above, I think, because that was the start of something that I think that came to this book as we speak. But what I wanted actually to say, and you guys will read this book, there's somebody who actually molded me and actually prepared me for this role. Sometimes you think that that your how you your end story is what they invest in you when you were growing up. I had a mother that was my rock, that wanted education for me more than I wanted it for myself. So that was the basis of how I remember leaving Manly School. I did well, got my A-levels and stuff, and decided that I was going to sit a year out of university. Got to go to UWI, which is tremendous. I'm from an area called Charlotte where I think it's one person I've seen actually went to university, and it's agriculture university that they went to. So I got to go to uni, but decided that I wanted to sit out a year. Zero plans. Didn't know I was going to get a job, absolutely nothing. So one day I came back home from watching a football game at Manny's, and came home and my suitcase was packed. And it was about 2-3 weeks into the semester. And my suitcase was packed, and my mom just, said to me, I'm not going to allow you to be a statistic. You need to go to university because you have no plans. I'm not going to let you become a victim of the system. So the next day, we were in a bus, going to Kingston to get me into university. What I didn't tell her then is that I differed my place. She didn't have a clue. Usually she would, basically hit my head off completely if she knew that. But I went there. The dean of the faculty at the time, his name is Mr. Mark Morrison, said to me, he said, Beverly, what's her name? And Harold, I'm sorry, we have a long waiting list of people. You're 3 weeks late. There's a late waiting list of about 30 people that we've already written down, and you're much too late to get in. It's better to come back next year. So at the time I was staying in Spanish Town, so I went back to Spanish Town, and my mom went up to the university every day for 2 weeks. I didn't go. I sat down and I watched TV, I did everything that you do to get distracted, but I thought it was a losing battle. There's no way this could happen. So she went, and after 2 weeks, she came back for me one day, and she said, come, I got you in. She took the bus, come and pick me up, I jumped in the bus and went back up to the university. I remember the head of the natural science said to me, I sent for you. I sent for you because I wanted to warn you. I actually gave you this place not because of you. I gave her the place because of your mother. Because she was here, she was relentless. She came and didn't even say anything. She just wanted to be visible, and she sat so that she could be seen every day. And we saw her, and it was noticed. If you fail, I personally will deal with you myself. That's the one that I get. And from that point, I realized that failure was not an option. Failure was not an option. I realized that I was first in total. I was meant to do this. I'm the first from the family to do this. I was supposed to lead the way for my family. And an extension, my community. My community called Charlotte. And that's the reason why, when I got my degree, I busted my ass to get the best degree possible. Because my degree was dedicated to my mom. And I didn't want to get that. So that's part of my story. You would see more. There's obstacles that was in my way. I had an accident when I was 18 years old. So I got you to go to Trinidad. Finished 1 year at Mona, got you to go to Trinidad. And decided to finish my first year. As a kid, we decided that we want to experience a whole lot of stuff, start riding bikes and stuff and everything, and had a serious bike accident, and my kneecap was shattered. So this is my introduction to the health system. So here I am now, healthcare engineer. So it's all connected. I had an accident, my kneecap was shattered. I went into the Savannah Hospital. So my foundation now actually, we adopt and buy equipment and stuff in the hospital. I went to the hospital, they didn't have an x-ray machine. They didn't know how to diagnose basically that my kneecap is split in two. I told them, it felt like it split in two. They sent me home. I was in excruciating pain. They're like, we have no x-ray machine, you'll have to go to Black River tomorrow. So I went home with a piece of board, basically supported my foot. Excruciating pain, painkillers, everything. The next day, my mom was in the Camelot at the same time. So she called and said, get him to Kingston. My aunt was a matron in the Western Hospital. So in a bus, rented 2 seats that somebody could hold one of my foot in one direction so that it couldn't move. But but straight to Kingston, went straight into surgery. straight. I was ushered straight to the strike immediately because my injury was so bad. So spent 3 days, went to the surgery, spent a couple days in the hospital and went home. Went home to my aunt's house. And at the time, I was in a room and it was after my first night, it was 2 o'clock and I was feeling excruciating pain. And I noticed a discoloration of my cast, so I had a full-length white cast. And I'm like, I couldn't understand, but it was real pain. So I woke up like about 4 o'clock and asked my aunt to turn on the light. When she turned on the light, there was blood. My whole white cast was red because it was blood all over my white cast. Went back to the hospital the next day, found out that infection was in my throat. So this is the genesis in terms of infection. In an operating room, you're supposed to have a sterile environment where basically viruses and bacteria are minimized or even non-existent. So something happened, obviously that basically when they opened my wound, exposed it to the contents of the air, that basically infection set in. I had 12 surgeries later. 12 on my knee. At one point the doctor came to me and said, Mr. Hamilton, I know you play chess. And I know you play football, but I don't think you'll ever be able to play football again for your life because you have to take the kneecap. So I had to. They said, think about it. It's a 90% chance that you will save your foot if you take the kneecap out. So I didn't have a choice. Took my kneecap out, and basically, I was supposed to lose the game of football that I played for most of my life. So that was like about 2 months into the 3 months that I was in the hospital. Lost faith. You're saying in terms of you're in the hospital and you have patients that come in and out, and you're the same one that's actually in there every day. You have people coming on Sunday and pray for me, pray for the body, and I'm like, but I'm the only one that's still here. It's just like I was like so dismayed. Like I remember, feeling so down. But at the end of it, I had friends that I developed there that helped me. People that I didn't know that would take food for me. Would just take me out the hospital and take me somewhere, in a burden. Don't even, the nurses are upset when they do that. But it gives me that life to that energy, to want to get better. I remember I had a surgery. It was my 7th surgery, and the community was decided that they were going to come in and see me in the hospital. So they rented a bus. So from Charlotte, the whole Charlotte was coming. And after a surgery, usually there's a medication called pethidine that you have to take every 4 hours because the pain is so. Orthopedic surgeries are really the worst surgery that you want to do in terms of pain. So they were coming, and I was supposed to take medication that let me sleep most of the day. And I'm like, my community is coming to see me. They're coming all the way from Charlotte, from Sablomont, other end of the island. And I remember making a decision that I didn't like to take any medication. I'd rather feel the pain because my community was there to support me. I remember the love that I felt for them. I didn't remember feeling pain that whole day after a surgery. They came, and that's the reason why I want to extend and do so much for my community because they are responsible. For me, they're responsible for my brain. I was talking about community, how community helps to grow you. It takes a village to grow you. The first time I read a Time magazine, it was somebody that even go to college actually gave me and said, this is what you should read and get education. Read and know what's going on in the world. I was sitting on the wall on the Dolly's funeral at the burial ground. I lived between 2 cemeteries. That's where I was born. Nothing. I fear nothing. It's what you get from those situations that builds character, that builds you. My barbershop that I used to trim was on a grave underneath the tree in the cemetery. These are the stuff that basically build you. I had several jobs going on. I was a barber that brought me to university until I quit trimming at 2nd year because everybody wanted free haircuts. So I quit. I was a laborer on site when I was in high school. You know, I used to sell plum, you know, in classes. You know what I mean? So I was industrious basically to try my hands on different things. I used to sell box drinks and bomb juice in the market. I remember I used to hide from my friends when they see me in the market and stuff and everything because I was graffiti. But those are the stuff that actually that you learn and that builds you, that builds character. And that's why I pen this book. I pen this book to show that it's not where you start. It's not even the in between. It's how you finish. You know, we have a great sprinter called Usain Bolt that has the worst start in the world. Everybody gets upset when he gets up and stuff and everything because everybody's ahead of him. It doesn't matter. His strength is the middle of the race and the end. It's how you end your race is what's important. And it doesn't matter in between, but in between, the training and stuff that's associated with it, the challenges that you encounter is what builds you and prepare you for that run. Prepare you for that end game. And this is what this book talks about. And this book concludes with what I call the 10 Commandments of Ghetto Youth Bible, and that's what I'm going to end with. And this is just basically, I wanted to say that I was a bit conflicted to use the word Bible in it, because, you know, I'm a spiritual person and I didn't want to sound like I'm trying to be God or trying to be Jesus. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is to say that as a ghetto youth and as a youth from a impoverished background, there are principles that could serve you, that are important as you learn in the 10 Commandments. These stuff is so important that if you grasp them and if you take them with you and utilize them, it will give you what you need to be successful. And the first one that I start with to say, you should always have a role model. Choose people that you admire, not for what they have, but maybe for their habits. You know, maybe I could call Kingsley, and Kingsley is a person who gets up and exercises and works out you know, every day. That's something that you can take from, because that will actually give you that energy to work extremely hard. So there's stuff that you can actually get from people. You know, so that's what it, you know, I was able to have role models in my community, in my church, at school, and everything to actually build, you know, to build me and to show me, and to push me in the right direction, you know, to be where I am. And what I said also is to have activities and events to inspire you as well. So you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to do it to the experience yourself. You know, allow what you see to, you know, your friends' experience to shape what you do. You know, the next one I said, Joseph embrace values over value. You have to have a value system. People want to know that they can trust you. People want to know that basically you have integrity. And that's important in any facet of life. You know, that's something that you have to create, and it's whether you plead to religion or you plead to basically just be a good person. You know, it will give you that energy and that strength that people see, and it has to be obvious. Somebody can say, you know, I know, you know, he's a real estate person, you know, he's trustworthy, you know, he's the best, he could give you the best mortgage that you want for a house. Because he has done that, and he is exemplary, and he has done great service for other people. So you have to understand that what you do will follow you. You know, the traits that you show and you exhibit will follow you. So you have to understand that. And that's why I said, embrace values and your values. It's not the car that you drive. It's not the garments that you wear, but it's what you have inside. And that's why, you know, I said embrace that. Next one I said, I talk about is thou shalt make a plan. Thou shalt make a plan. So this plan, you know, I work in healthcare, and every healthcare system try to do a master plan. They do it for 5 years. 5 years. But for 5 years, they have to go back maybe sometimes 2 years to calibrate this master plan. Because things change. Technology change, people change, population change. You know, the way you administer help, you know, to quickly change. You know, once you have big hospitals, then now you have community health because, you know, the health is actually coming to your community with prompt care, urgent care facilities and stuff and everything. It's changed. So the dynamics of things change. So if you're making a master plan, you have to go back and calibrate your master plan as well. So you have this 5-year plan that you create, you have your goals that you've written down, and make sure you write them down also. Put them in boxes and take them as you go along. When you write them down, they become more real. You write them down, they become more real because you can see them, they're visible. And as you experience it, as you tick off these boxes, that's when you're completing your master plan. But make sure that after a year, you look at it. They must be measurable also. Because you can't just say, I'm going to be rich. But how are you going to get rich? What are you doing to get rich? You know, so that's the thing about it. Are you putting together, say, okay, I'm going to invest in education. I'm going to basically, you know, try to get a job, you know, to earn experience, you know. So when you set your end goal, make sure that you have a roadmap to getting there. And that's what creating a plan does. Thou shalt be a lifelong learner. So a lot of people are saying, you know, how come you have so much accolades behind your name? I will never stop gaining it. If I'm interested in something, I'm going to try to basically do it so that I can get that certification because that gives you the edge. You know, one of the greatest friends I know, and I said this way, the greatest thing and one of the greatest knowledge is to know that you know nothing. To know that you know nothing. Which means that you have that yearning to learn each day. Everything that I've learned, we're asking to try to teach. But basically, my yearning to learn is what pushed me and what challenged me to do that, to move further in the next one I talk about is thou shalt be the CEO of your own life. Chief Executive Officer. It's your life. And make your own decisions. And nobody's gonna make your decisions for you. But what you should do, you're creating your plan. You're basically doing everything that basically is CEO does because you are responsible for your decisions. So you should be nobody can tell you how to live your life. Nobody can tell you how to be successful. They can show you, but it's down to you as an individual to put it into action. So the next one, which is commandment 6, I said, thou shalt seize initiative. If you want to be successful, if you want to do something in life that's meaningful, if you get an opportunity, you have to grab that by 2 minutes. You have to. But what you have to do, you have to be prepared for it as well. Because if you're not prepared, there's no one you can see that mission. Did you create that plan? If you create that plan, you're going to be ready for it. Did you went back and calibrate that plan after a year? Was it measurable? Are you ticking off the boxes? Then if that opportunity arises, then you can see that mission. So, and the commandment 8 says, thou shalt develop a growth mindset. So, you know, it's something that as African Americans, we struggle. We, get some we want to lavish life. It's about growth. You can have that as part of your life. You can do that at a small part of your life and stuff, but then you have to realize that life is much bigger than that. It's much more, you have to push beyond that. Maybe you go to the experience as part of growing up, but you have to have a growth mindset because that's what's going to bring you to the next level. And Commandment 9 says, thou shalt even do. I don't know if you know, so I believe in that so much because I live in America, I live in Canada, and in my experience, in actually, going into firms that are, they see what you do. They're looking at you and say, is he putting in extra hours? Is he dependable? Is he someone that I can give something to do and making sure that I execute it properly? Is it someone that I know that basically I can give him a plan and can make sure that I serve that client well and do everything that's possible to make sure that the company looks good? It's about putting that into everything I do. You know me. If I play football, it's the same thing. I give 110%. Even if I hardly could walk and get up into my car when I'm finished. That's who I am. It's in my nature. And that's something that you have to push and you have to try to have as part of your plan to be successful. And the last one that I'm looking at is saying, thou shalt pay it forward. You've been I've been helped, by a lot of folks. My community helped shape my life. So why not? Why not give back? To what actually comes to you being where you are. And my Dream Reality Foundation, that's what I started about 6 or 7 years ago. But way before that, I was doing charity stuff. I was doing it, but I didn't want to tell people that I do it. I've been sponsoring some of the tournaments and people calling me to go out for type of stuff like that. I always make sure that that's part of me. That's what makes me happy. That's what keeps me ticking. Doing that, giving back to my community, gives me life. It gives, and I never used to share it even with the work folks and stuff like that. They're sharing it for me now. The moment I tell them that I'm doing something, they just had a video that they put out about operating in the future and at the end of the video that I did is a link to my book and to my foundation. I didn't ask them to do it. So we talk about it. You publicize it so that people can follow on. Don't be afraid to support each other. It's something that's going to serve you and serve your community. You have to do it. And my last thing, and I always close on this, that I'm going to say, I'm a dreamer. That's the reason why it's called Dream Food Reality. I always have big dreams. My dreams are so ridiculous that it scares me. It scares me. So if you're dreaming and you're not dreaming big enough, it doesn't make sense to be dreaming. A dream should scare the shit out of you. It should scare you. It should scare you. So if you're dreaming, and that's the thing about what you have to do is to ensure that when you're dreaming, making sure that it's calibrated, it's pointed, it's measured, so that you have a function. You have a function. Right? And that's why I said, your dreams will become reality. So thank you. Thank you very much.